Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I'm going to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. Try lifting your lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening it. Try banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody might notice and start digging their way down towards there. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that you might just overdose and take something away that God had given you? And that's called life. With this, let me just leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm speaking about that waited and waited and waited until it was too late. Instead, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back, for your life is gone. Today, after this segment and a brief commercial, we are going to have a special phone guest, a usual guest. Gloria Jean Roberts will follow this segment and the commercial. Title today of our beautiful show is How to Cope with Holiday Loneliness. These are 6 tips on how to cope. Let me just turn this down a little. Christmas carols on the radio, department stores, Santas, holiday window display ads for the latest gift ideas. These are amongst the many festive signs of holiday season, which is coming upon us. While many of us welcome the paid pageantry, others feel powerful loneliness that undercuts any possible feelings of comfort and joy. According to a survey conducted by research from Greenberg, Quinlan, Rosner for the American Psychological Association, 1 of 4 Americans report experience loneliness during the holiday seasons. Perhaps you are among them. If you are, you might dread the feeling and wonder, how can you avoid that feeling? Well, reasons for holiday loneliness. Why? During the holiday loneliness, such as Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and New Year's, do some of us feel extra lonely? After all, these are the times of social gatherings, shared rituals, and reminiscings. And if a person is lonely at other times, why do holidays seem to make the feeling even worse? Loneliness is, or seems, more intense during the holidays because of all the media coverage that describes holidays as a time of gatherings for friends and for families, explains me, Ralph. I put that in my teleprompter, Ralf Friedrichs, but explains Ralf Friedrichs, life coach in private practice here in New York. That is, Norman Rockwell-like characterizations of holidays seem to be unreal to people whose families don't fit the traditional nuclear familial mold due to circumstances within and beyond their control. I continued. Deaths, divorce, misunderstandings, financial problems, geographical separations. These are other factors can affect a person's sense of isolation during the holidays. Let's do this here a little. Holidays also have a way of bringing up the past, causing us to compare current holidays to previous holidays, comparing loneliness from the past to loneliness to today. The journey from abandonment to healing and taming for your outer child can be overwhelming. The sights, the smells, the sounds, the holidays, heartbreaking back to the childhood memories of how it used to be, how you enjoyed the holidays, to today, how you dread them. But what if your memories of those times are sad or even traumatic? In that case, you might still feel lonely if your emotional wounds haven't been addressed or even haven't healed. Loneliness and depression is a feeling that on holidays that can be very depressing. The pain of loneliness mimics severe depression, explained. I wrote Friedrichs, but I explained. Loneliness can include sadness, self-loathing, and the lack of motivation that typify severe depression. But loneliness is temporary and circumstantial in that it can instantly lift when a companion becomes available. In other words, just because you're feeling sad and temporarily doesn't mean you are suffering from depression. When a person feels lonely, it's based on actually of being alone, feeling different than those around him or her. This, for an example, may be the person alone in a new city for a new job. There is reality to the loneliness. If the person is feeling down and lonely, yet they have easy access to family, friends, this sounds more like depression than loneliness. Crucial to coping with holiday loneliness is being aware of any unrealistic expectations you may have about what to do and how to feel. Sometimes a moderate amount of good times may be seen as not enough compared to expectations, I explain in my article. And I offered a similar view. The media hype and your own conception of holidays rise your expectations for joy and togetherness, setting up for your heightened sorrow about being alone. You should on yourself for not having the life you expected to have. I and another person that helped me write this article point out that holiday loneliness can trigger feelings of abandonment, unworthiness, and self-doubt, and raises the question, what's wrong with me? Taking charge of your feelings rather than dread the isolation and loneliness you feel during the holidays. There are things you can do to minimize those feelings and experience greater emotional balance and personal fulfillment. I offer these suggestions. First of all, what you need to do is you need to recognize your loneliness instead of denying that loneliness. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. If you feel you can't share with family and friends what you're going through, consider talking to a therapist. You might also anticipate your loneliness and plan for it, a backup plan, an action plan. Reconnect with the people with whom you have lost touch from the past. Create your own social event and invite people to it. Celebrate holidays in a different way. If being at home or attending a family event is a source of discomfort for you, take a trip. If giving gifts or making holiday preparations stresses you out or depresses you, pare down those tasks or share them with others to help you. Take care of yourself. Do what you can to reduce your stress and connect with things and activities that you enjoy. Get plenty of rest, eat delicious foods, and eat healthy foods. Go to a movie, even a museum. Get a massage, take a bubble bath. Do whatever feels safe and brings you comfort to lift your spirits. Limit your alcohol intake. Let me repeat that. Limit your alcohol intake. Alcohol is a depressant, not a stimulant, and as such, it can magnify your feelings of sadness. Here's a big one. Reach out and help someone, such as I'm helping you. Volunteering is a powerful antidote to loneliness because it boosts one's feelings of self-worth and usefulness. Embracing the holiday spirit by giving of your time and efforts to those less fortunate might increase your connection to others and give you a greater perspective of inner peace. Don't feel alone this holiday season. Listen to a personal story that will follow this next commercial. This story comes from GLORIA Jean Roberts, I should say. It's a personal story, and if we have time, we'll go over some things that you can do to help you feel less lonely during these holiday seasons. I hope to God you stay tuned for GLORIA Jean Roberts, who follows this commercial. Okay, we're back from the commercial. As promised, I have promised all of you not only a special guest, a repeat guest, a regular guest, and my co-host here on the Take Your Life Back Today show. I have GLORIA Jean Roberts on the phone, and she'd like to share a little bit of something with you, my audience. So, GLORIA, you are on the air.
Hi, Ralph. Hi, everyone. You know, it's almost Christmas. It's just around the corner. I was out last night doing some Christmas shopping, and it is crazy. I just like as a kid, I used to remember me and my mother. I'm sorry, my mother and I. I'm around my second grade class too much, the little guys. But anyway, my mother and I, we used to take this time out in the season to go and do. Well, actually, she'd start early. She'd start around Thanksgiving. And her, my grandmother, and my dad, and my brother would all start shopping in November, just before Thanksgiving. And I just remember Thanksgiving at our house, we would wrap presents, you know, and stuff like that. And then, you know, we'd put up the tree the day after and put all presents under it. And then I just remember my brother, when I was a kid, he tried to trick me that it was Santa Claus. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I was one of those smart aleck kids. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure it is Santa Claus, right? I said, I'll believe that when I see him. You know, so my brother, he dressed up like Santa Claus, and he thought I was asleep. And my mother let him in the side door, and he had this, all these presents. They were wrapped up in all this beautiful paper, I remember. And he was putting them under the tree. And I'm like, I got up. I'm like, you're not Santa. You're my brother in a Santa suit. And he said, oh. I said, oh, yeah, right. You're not even fat. I said, Santa is fat, and you're skinny. I said, you're my brother. And so he still tried to play it off and trick me. And then I knew better. He said, see you, I'm going back to the North Pole, okay? I was just like, all right. But when the next morning, I wanted to open my presents that night, but the next morning, we had Christmas breakfast, and I think family was coming out from Pennsylvania. My uncle was from England, so he had married my aunt, like I guess in '63, and they would come out every holiday and have dinner with us. I just remember my aunt coming all the way from Pennsylvania, and my uncle, and we would have a nice Christmas breakfast and everything like that, and we would sit around and we'd watch March of Wooden Soldiers and It's a Wonderful Life, and I liked the fact that Jimmy Stewart was like this down-to-earth person, and I said, that's what I want to be like when I grow up. I want to be like Jimmy Stewart, because I liked I liked who he was, and that was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. And then my mom would say, well, let's bring the coffee and everything into the dining room and sit around and open up the presents, because that's where we put the tree, sometimes in the dining room, sometimes the living room, but this time it was in and my sister-in-law, who he was engaged to, and my grandmother, and my dad, and our neighbors that lived upstairs were from Sicily, and they'd come down, and they'd bring presents and stuff, and have coffee with us, and opening up the presents on Christmas morning was great. I would always get a Barbie doll, because my brother knew I loved Barbie dolls, but by the end of January, they'd have no head, okay? No legs. I was rough with my dolls as a kid growing up. Now I have a collection of dolls that I take so much care and pride in. But back then, I was just like, I was a tomboy at heart. But, I just remember we'd open up the presents, and then we'd have family time where we would sit around and we'd play games and look at TV. Most of the whole day of Christmas was spent watching, Christmas movies, like Christmas and all that. And, the lights come in. I just smell of the turkey in the air, smell of the Christmas wreath and the Christmas tree, and all those wonderful smells in the air, the apple pies and the pumpkin pies. My mother and my grandmother would spend the whole night before baking, baking pies and cakes, and then Christmas morning they would start the turkey or the turkey or the roast or whatever they were making, and it was like, it was really nice. Everything was closed, all the stores were closed, except we lived over an Italian bodega, so we didn't have problems getting anything, because our landlord who lived above us, he would go down into the store and get whatever my grandmother needed. Hey, Leslie, what do you need? My grandmother said, oh, I need this, I need that. And he said, okay, no problem. We go down into the store, you get it, bring it up. At Christmas, don't pay me. Like it's Christmas here, so
Right.
It was nice. It was nice. It was two families, different backgrounds, living in one house together, and, it was just, I went past that house like a couple of months ago, and it looks the same. Over the A&P is no longer there across the street, but it was Montgomery Warren was next to it, and neither one of them are there anymore. But it's just like I can visualize those Christmases in my head sometimes, where I can stand by the window and look out at the L train and the elevated train that used to go past our house, and it was so close that you could put your hand on the train. That's how close it was.
Wow.
It was exciting as a kid. I'd jump up and down because I could see people in there. My brother would say, oh, look at the people in there. Wave to them, and it was fun. And, growing up, we had a lot of poor Christmases where we didn't have anything. I just remember one Christmas, many years later, when I became a teenager, and my father was long gone, and my grandmother was like in her 80s, and my mom was in her early 50s, and with just the three of us, and we were in Florida, and after we had left Brooklyn, and we were in Florida, and we had a couple Christmas where we only had like grapefruit seed, we still tuned in to our favorite movies, and we just had a great time, because that to me was the holidays. If I had it, it was great, and if I didn't have it, if there wasn't a present on the tree, it still was a good time. And I kind of miss those days when I had all my loved ones around me. And now my mom is I got emotional there for a second. My mom's in a nursing home, but we get her all the holidays and birthday and Mother's Day, and take her out and stuff like that. Show her a good time, and that's it. I'm still doing the job that my mom used to do. And even though my grandmother and my father are no longer there, my brother is married, and he got grown kids and grandkids, stuff like that. We don't get together like we used to. But you know what? I spend my Christmas now with my friends and my mom, and my uncle, and friends that are like family.
Right,
And
exactly.
Ralph, you see us we and all the my friend Mark and all of us we're always doing something.
Yeah.
Recently, a friend of mine passed away. Thanksgiving Day we went to pick him up, and he had a heart attack. And then the week later, his daughter told me he passed away. And last Monday I went to his funeral, but I kept a promise to his wife. Wife said to me, I don't want my husband being alone. She was dying with cancer. She said, I don't want him being alone on holidays. Can you please take him? And I did. Every holiday I took him.
That is so nice.
That one holiday, his wife, he'd seen his wife earlier that day. He said to me, I'm hoping you come take me home to your house for Thanksgiving because, Norma can't take me. So I guess, so a lot of people told me, well, you know what? Maybe she did come get him for Thanksgiving,
Right.
And this Christmas he's going to be missing. This Christmas he's going to be missing at the table.
Right. Well, that's so nice, and the toughest thing is what you helped him out with was not to be lonely, and that's the toughest thing is to be lonely during the holidays, and your mother is in a nursing home. My mother is no longer with us, so this is going to be a lonely Christmas without her. But listen, you and I are going to New York City on Monday, and we're going to try to help 5, 7, maybe homeless people not just not be lonely, but not be cold. I think you and I agreed, and I'm going to pick up stuff tomorrow, some gloves, hats, and some scarves, and bring maybe some clothes that no longer fit me with me to the city. And you and I are going to hopefully brighten up somebody's holiday out there. But loneliness is really tough, and friends like you, where you and I can talk like this prevents the loneliness. But the background that you just shared, your life started not being so lonely because you had family and you had loved ones, and then as family members just passed on, you compensated in life because you didn't want to be lonely, and then you have friends, and you have good friends that kind of stepped in for the family, and that makes a big difference because there are so many thousands, millions of people that are lonely out there.
Yes, there are a lot of lonely people out there. My house on holiday, I know it's Christmas, but my house on the holidays was always filled with people. Too many people. But it would start out from Labor Day. Labor Day we'd go out to Fire Island, Marquis, Glen, we'd all go out to Fire Island and bring Uncle Larry. Because Uncle Larry, he don't want to go out there in the water. He likes sitting on the beach. So we would bring the dogs and we'd go out, and sit on the beach and stuff. And after Labor Day, everything started getting busy. I mean, it was Halloween parties, it was Thanksgiving dinners. People come over to my house. My mom's birthday is in September, so it would be all birthdays the whole month of September. And then October would come, and then it was one birthday, and then November would come, and slew of birthdays all the way up to Thanksgiving. And after Thanksgiving came the Christmas rush, and my house would have anywhere from 15 to 30 people.
Wow.
In my house. In Long Island, it would have 15 to 30 people. And people would stay until like after midnight. We'd watch movies, and we'd pop popcorn, and to me that was like, I'm not home. It's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas,
right.
I'm not alone.
But people also need to know the difference between loneliness and isolation. Just real quick before I let you close, I just want to go over 25 really quick things that I came up with. And I haven't even sent you a copy of this, Gloria, so just bear with me, okay?
Yes.
These are 25 things that I recommend that people should do if they're lonely. Number one is just to show up somewhere. Show up somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Just show up somewhere. It could be a McDonald's, because once you show up somewhere, there's someone. You're not as lonely anymore. Go on solo dates. What that basically means is just go and eat something by yourself and think about everything and contemplate on how maybe today is your first day of your new life. Also, attend meetups and watch movies. That also gets your mind off things. And most importantly, and Gloria, I know you're big on this, is volunteer. When you volunteer, when you volunteer, it builds up your self-esteem and your self-worth. Adopt a cute pet. Identify the cause of your loneliness. There has to be a reason why you're lonely. Identify that, and once you have identified the cause, then work with it. Read books, take a bath, all these things. Take random bus rides, train rides, flights, anywhere. That can help with your loneliness. Just dance. Yeah, dance, Gloria, like you don't care. Who cares what you look like when you dance? Just dance. Go for a quick run. Watch other people in the mall. Get a coffee. Practice not being lonely. And the only way to practice not being lonely is by being around people. Another way to not feel lonely is look through old photos. Like your mother, my mother, people that have passed. Look at those photos. Folks, get a camera. Take pictures. Attend classes. Exercise. Yoga. Even for some of you pole dancers out there, get a pole dancing job. Start a 5-minute gratitude.
I'm a former one.
Ah, okay. Watch inspiring shows. Plan a holiday with someone. Create something new each and every day. And then guess what? Do something crazy to stop your loneliness. Gloria, I want you, if you can, advise my audience what you think they need to do to get past the audience, get past the loneliness, and keep it within 3 minutes because we're getting up to our time limit.
Okay, yeah, you know, the thing what I did when my mother and I moved to Long Island, we didn't know anybody. You know, we didn't know no one. And we started going, like Ralph was saying, we started going to a local pub that was out there where they served food and stuff like that. It always was open. No matter what day it was always open. And we would go in there and sit and talk with people at the bar.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's how we struck up the conversation. And once I got my dog, I had another dog before this one, these two. When I got my dog, I would be out on walks, and other dog owners would start talking to me. And, you know, it ended up in friendship. Church is another place, too, sometimes.
Absolutely.
You know, like church, you can meet people at church. You can meet people at theater groups. You know, like if you go to plays and stuff, there's always some place that you can go. No one should be alone. No one should be isolated. And
you know what? For anyone that's watching us, 844-405-HELP is a number you can call 24/7. I answer the phone at 2, 3 in the morning. That's my hotline number. And it's not just for addiction. It's not just for low self-esteem. It's also for you. That's right, you. If you're lonely, I am an ear. I don't have a lot of answers, but what I do have is compassion. And anyone can also get a hold of any one of my friends. If you want to speak to Gloria, you can just call me. I'm not sure if she wants to give out her phone number, but I can email her. And then if you include your email address, I'm sure she'll email you back with some word of wisdom. Right, Gloria?
Yeah, they have Facebook. They can hit me up there, too. On Twitter.
Right, go to Facebook, and all you need to do is type in the search bar, Gloria Jean Roberts, and I'm sure no matter what your situation is, she would love to talk to you. Gloria and I, we have we're both 55, so we have a lot of years experience, a lot of years probably being lonely, a lot of years of being happy, a lot of years of being sad. So we have a lot of experience under our belt as far as being lonely, as far as being sad, as far as being poor, as far as being rich. It doesn't matter. Any phone call, any email, any person is always invited to the Take Your Life Back Today show. Gloria, I want to just remind everyone, on Monday, you and I, New York City, we have a couple things planned, but the most important thing is our homeless video that I'll be creating. We're going to have Richard Flores filming us, and you and I are just going to pick randomly a few people that we feel deserve to have, well, everybody deserves, but because we can't give everybody everything, but we can help a few people. I'm going to make sure with you that we're going to buy maybe a coffee and a roll. We won't give out money to anyone because money leads, there's a saying, root of all evil, right?
Yes, I'll tell you, Ralph, there's something to it. It's funny that you wanted to do that because a couple weeks ago I was walking and it was kind of chilly, and I saw this homeless lady sitting on the ground, and I took my gloves out of my pocket, my right pair of gloves, I gave her.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And you know what? We're going to do this. And we're not doing this just for a shtick, for a show. I am doing this, and I know you are doing this, because it takes you, me, and probably millions of other people with our drive and our love for other humans to do this, to help each other, because we are all equal under God's eyes. God created us, and we need to work together and help each other. With that, I am up to 20 minutes. The first recording was over 10 minutes. So, Gloria, as usual, I appreciate, and it was a very touching story that you gave us. And I hope to God that people listen, appreciate it. And as always, you do such a good job every time you call in.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. My pleasure, Ralph. I enjoy being on your show. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you know what? Monday be the first time, other than CJ Stryker's show, that you and I are going to get together on my show, live, not live, but in person instead of phone-in, right?
That's right. It's going to be an awesome day.
All right. All right, Gloria. Listen, thank you so much. I will see you on Monday, but I'll talk to you before then. I will get this copy of this video on Facebook and wherever else today. And thank you for calling in, and we will talk later. Okay, Gloria?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Ralph. Have a good day.
You too, Gloria. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Gloria Jean Roberts. Thank you so much, everybody. May God bless you. May you have a Merry Christmas. And remember that Jesus is the reason for the season.
but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there. Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. No prayer too small. He always knows what's right. God hears them all. There is no prayer too small. My God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember,